Welcome back. In today's lesson, we're going to learn about plural nouns. What is a plural noun? Well, it's just a noun that's for more than one person, place, or thing. In English, we do this a lot by simply attaching an S to the end of our words, such as cats from cat, bus becoming buses, city, cities, child, children, mouse, mice, life, lives, person, people, or sheep, sheep. And notice how there might be different ways to change different nouns into plurals in English. Well, in Korean, it's not like that at all. To make a noun plural, all you have to do is attach 들, 들. So, for an example, 고양이 can become cats, 고양이들. Dog can become dogs, 강아지들. House can become houses, 집들. Song can become songs, 노래들. City can become cities, 도시들. And idea can become ideas, idea들. And also, you don't even need to use plural nouns in Korean most of the time. It can be understood from the context whether a noun is plural or not. For example, take this sentence. 저는 고양이를 좋아해요. I like cats. Well, it's not necessary to say 고양이들, cats, because it can be easily understood by the context that you're talking about cats. One more sentence. 그 쿠키가 맛있어요. That cookie is delicious, or those cookies are delicious. It's not necessary to say 쿠키들. So in Korean, you don't need to use plural nouns unless you actually need to use them, unless they're necessary. So then when are plural nouns necessary? Anytime you're talking about a noun in general, you'll want to use a plural noun. For example, you could say something like 강아지는 똑똑해요. Dogs are smart, or the dog is smart. But this sentence could be a bit vague without any other context. The listener might wonder, well, what dog? A specific dog, or do you mean all dogs? So in this case, you would want to make it plural by changing it to 강아지들. 강아지들은 똑똑해요. As for dogs, they are smart. Or as for dogs in general, they're smart. Since you're talking about dogs in general, meaning all dogs, you should use 들. So we learned that plural nouns in Korean aren't necessary unless you're talking about something in general. Well, there also could be times when you want to clarify that you're talking about a plural noun in some sentences. For example, 집이 있어요. Literally, a house exists, or there is a house. Well, what if you were to make this sentence? 도시에, in the city, 집이 있어요. Literally, there is a house in the city, or there are houses in the city. Now, this is fine, but what if you wanted to clarify that there's more than one house? You wanted it to be completely clear that you're not saying there is a house, but that there are many houses. There are houses in the city. Well, yes, you can do that. 도시에 집들이 있어요. There are houses in the city, and now it's clear that you mean plural houses. So let's do a conversation example using some plurals. We have two people, 수빈 and 단비. First, 수빈 says, 저는 한국을 많이 좋아해요. 한국이 정말 좋아요. So as for me, I really like Korea. 한국이 정말 좋아요. Korea is really good. And then 단비 replies, 네, yes, 저도 많이 좋아해요. I also like it a lot. 수빈 says, 한국 사람들이, Korean people, 한국 사람들, 아주 친절해요. Korean people are very kind. And finally, 단비 replies, 한국 음식도, Korean food too, Korean food also, 맛있어요, is delicious. Korean food also tastes good.
저는 한국을 많이 좋아해요. 한국이 정말 좋아요. 네, 저도 많이 좋아해요. 한국 사람들이 아주 친절해요. 한국 음식도 맛있어요.
Before we go, I do have a few more notes. And first of all, Korean does not have any articles. For example, in English we might say a, or an, or the. Well, Korean doesn't need any of those. For example, 저도 쿠키를 먹고 싶어요 means I also want to eat a cookie, or I also want to eat the cookie, depending on the context. Or you could say 제가 사과를 먹고 싶어요. I want to eat an apple, or I want to eat the apple. Now, this isn't to say that you can't convey that sort of context when you really want to. You could say a apple as in one apple using numbers, which we will be learning about in a later lesson, but you don't need to insert them everywhere like you do in English. So in this lesson, we got an introduction to plural nouns and learn how we can make our own. Practice this before moving on, and I'll see you guys again in the next lesson. 그럼 다음에 또 봐!